Well, here we go again. We're gonna be talking about the usual. Hooray. Seeing the last time I did this did quite well. It got a good amount of support, and yeah, here we are today. Once again, gonna be torturing myself, going through these wonderful shows, and diving even deeper into the ditch we call wholesome anime. I swear this is the only thing I talk about on my channel now. But anyways, if you're new to this for whatever reason, first off, what are you doing watching this part? You need to go back and watch my other parts, which I'll have in the description if I don't forget. And second, I guess if you're too lazy to watch the previous parts, I don't know why you would. But basically, we'll be going over the wholesome anime category, like, you know, on my anime list, and not talk about the highly rated ones like everyone else does. Instead, we'll be going on the very last page where the lowest rated ones are, which, as you can't tell in the title, you know, it's just, you know, lowest rated wholesome anime. Yes. And we'll basically indulge ourselves in these very high budget, greatly animated pieces of work with plots that go above the human imagination, and with me going on this very dangerous mission once again. You better drop a like right now, or else I will cry. And I'm not gonna set a like goal for this one. I mean, if I just see a lot of likes, if I see that support on this video, then I'll make another part and continue my suffering with Japan's hidden gems. And with that said, here we go again. Starting off with Hembo Moral Hazard with a saucy 4.75, which starts off with this schoolgirl running for her life away from this guy with incredible facial structure. Now this just makes me jealous. Props to the artist that worked on this piece, because goddamn, we need more skilled talent in this industry. But back to the story, back to the plot. It seems this dude catches up to this girl and was very close to stealing her lunch money. But then, this is when he gets absolutely folded by this office worker who got hands. And he may even be a contender to stand a chance in the ring with Mike Tyson. So with showing his dominance, this scared the little thug off. And this is where you would think things would end, because the hero came in to save the day. But this is where you're gravely mistaken, because he's the villain. Crazy plot twist we got here. And this office worker gets down and wholesome with this girl in the middle of the park, or whatever this place is. I actually don't know what it is, but it seems like a pretty open place. And this is when things kind of take a turn for the worse, because I get it, it's a wholesome anime and all, and you know, a wholesome anime needs its wholesome scenes. But not gonna lie, they got some serious pacing issues to settle. Like, they literally repeated the same 3 scenes, the same 3 angles, the same 3 animations for half of the entire OVA. And yes, Tracer, I do get that feeling of deja vu. And what makes this entire thing 20 times worse, or 20 times more comedic, because it was actually quite funny to me, I don't know why, but they essentially just stacked the same exact frame or the same exact footage, animation, or whatever on top of each other, like over and over and over and over. And I'm gonna show you an example like on the screen right now. This is what they did, and I can't really show you the exact footage, but this is pretty much the gist of what I was seeing. And they did that a few times throughout the OVA, maybe a total of like 3 times, and goddamn, it's just, why is this so funny to me? What were they trying to accomplish with that? I mean, I suppose it was pretty innovative though. I gotta give them that. Like, you can agree that no other anime has ever done something like that. But fast forwarding a bit, the schoolgirl gets saved again. Hooray! And don't worry guys, it's just catch up. And it seems the guy who ran away from the start came back for his lunch money. But just as he thought he had it, the office worker gets revived and absolutely obliterates this dude's bum. Or actually not really, but he knocks his ass out. So after that, I really don't know what direction they were aiming for here, but they turned this wholesome disaster into a comedy skit. I didn't know that was legal, but they somehow made it a thing. And how this whole thing ends is with this very cool spinny transition that you would find on Microsoft PowerPoint into a beautiful cinematic, which then leads into end. Yeah, I really don't know what I just watched. But this now brings us to our next masterpiece, 69 Pink Riders, with an overall rating of 4.73. And with a rating like this, you would think it's terrible, and it is. And I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know how to go about explaining this one, because it's quite all over the place and it kind of lacks a central plot. On top of that, I watched this raw, so like just straight up Japanese dub, but I'm sure even if I understood Japanese, I would still not understand anything. But anyways, the way it starts off is with this girl climbing up a mountain, and she climbs up this mountain and stimulates it, which leads to it erupting. Anything is possible in Japanese cartoons, or Korean cartoons according to Mal. So following this eruption, the Terminator spawns after being watered by the mountain's juices. And you thought I was kidding when I said I didn't know how to explain this. But anyways, moving more forward into this, we got the scientists in a lab making some form of poo-poo thing. Finally something in this anime that's a little bit more normal. And with this poo-poo gel he creates, it grants invisibility to the surface it's rubbed on. So this scientist uses it to sneak into the woman's washroom to do some peeping. But unfortunately, he gets discovered and runs out there as an arrow, because this is a comedic, wholesome anime. And at this point, I don't even know what I'm explaining, because the more you watch, the more you just don't understand. Like, at one point, we got an All Might robot that has the functions to really pleasure you, or is that Superman? Then we got this dude going through a whole obstacle course for for whatever reason. Then we got the Terminator on the road on his custom bike. And then we got this drug that turns this old dude young, on which he then uses it to pick up a girl, which kind of looks like Krillin's girl, but it's later revealed that she used the same substance and that she's an old wrinkly fart. And then now we're watching an Attack on Titan spin-off. Yeah, that's enough of that. Now on to our next wholesome show, Aoitaiken, with an overall rating of 4.72. Starting off with our main protagonist who wears adult diapers. And why is she making faces at the screen like that? But pretty much the premise of this whole anime is that we got this girl who's a tutor, and she goes over to this boy's house to do some tutoring, of course. Like, I mean, you gotta keep them grades up somehow. So in the middle of this tutoring session, the boy's like, hey, want to see something cool? And they go down these stairs to a special room, aka the parents' bedroom, where all the magic happens. And you know how kids his age have a hobby for playing video games? Well, this kid has a hobby for watching his parents 1v1. Or actually, I could be wrong, it might not be his parents, because to be fair, I did watch this in pure Japanese dubs, so like just straight up raw. But that seems like the scenario that would make the most sense. Or, I mean, it's still weird. But anyways, can we talk about how they can look through the lock like this? I don't know about you, but whenever I look through a lock, I can't see shit. And what's going on here? Did she break her back? Well, anyways, after spectating, they decided to go back to the room and resume studying. And by studying, I mean wholesome fun. And you know, I never thought there would be a level above pixelization in terms of censorship, but they hit us with that hard flashbang, which now thinking about it, I think they were doing us a huge favor because the artwork was a bit of a yikes. So moving forward, apparently this whole thing is a two-part OVA, but they are not connected in any way. In fact, they include entirely different characters. So with the second episode, we got this group of girls with no personality like any other wholesome anime. And this is when this guy pulls up with his pimped out car and treats these girls to a free Uber ride to their destination. And with a laugh like this, you know this dude is trustable. So after this very nice road trip, he drops these girls off and drives off just like that. Which brings us to the greatest segment of this episode, the slice of life portion, where absolutely nothing happens. I mean, who wouldn't want to see these girls biking with fluent and clean animation, tennising with fluent and clean animation, pillow fighting with fluent and clean animation? Like, this is some content that's just truly top tier. But moving past this, the guy pulls up once again with his pimped out car and takes this pink-haired girl out on a date. And they have a nice, wholesome boat ride across some water where this girl decides to wash her hair in. And as they are calmly going across this water, they get hit by a tornado and die. Alright, so our next wholesome anime we got here is Dream Hazard, with an overall rating of 4.71. Not bad. And you know how SAO had its nerve gears? Well, Dream Hazard brings that concept to the next level. So how this one starts off is with the schoolgirl who wants a certain person, but unfortunately that guy is too out of her reach. Very sad. And so she enters a place called Secret Dreams, which is essentially a place where you can pay for lucid dreams, but it's all done through VR. And with this VR setup, they made sure you're in the dream. Like, they strapped on some sensory type shit on you to make sure she feels everything and give her the true 4D experience. And pretty much with her VR dream, she goes on a date with her dream boy that unfortunately she couldn't get IRL. But of course, with this being a wholesome anime, we need a plot twist. And right here, this is when her nerve gear acts up and yeah, it corrupts, which corrupts her dream and turns it pretty wholesome. And can someone tell me what's going on with the proportions here? So following that very nice VR dream she just had, which was pretty much a nightmare and a half, she is then gifted some discount tickets from this bunny, on which she accepts because she was like, now that I think about it, it wasn't that bad. I was just getting rammed in every angle possible, and I'll be sure to try it again. And so this now brings us to our final piece of great Japanese literature, because I think I've seen enough. Wake Up Ariya Majiko Ba Jinkiki Ipatsu, with an overall rating of 4.61, which starts off with this dude on a hang glider playing his guitar for his queen Ariya, which is the main character, which then he is taken by the wind for comedic purposes. So and pretty much this dude right here is bringing this girl, Ariya, to a prestigious top-tier music school on a random island because she got them talents and they cannot go to waste. And so this is just your typical school anime where they do school things. And not much happens. Oh, and here's her #1 simp again, and he gets blown away by the wind again, so moving forward a bit, turns out this music school is being ran by monsters with Cheeto fingers. And who would have thought this was a magical girl anime? And the girls all have the ability to use their hair as weapons, and they eradicate the monsters. Wow, what a very unique premise we got here, fellas. That deserves a 10 out of 10 on my anime list, my friends. And with that said, I suppose this is a good stopping point because, you know, I might lose my sanity if I go on any further. And if you would care to see me do this some more, I don't know why you would, but actually, I could kind of see because you guys like seeing me suffer. But all you gotta do is drop a like, and if I see enough support on this video, then, yeah, I shall continue on this legacy. And with that said, I just want to say thank you all for the support recently. It's been pretty amazing, and I will see you guys next time. Wait, actually, wait. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. All right, now I can go.